everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for joining me for a graded card pickups video. We're going to take a look at these 5 slabbed cards that I've added to my collection in recent months. None of them have been on the channel before. We have 4 baseball and 1 hockey in the stack. We're going to end with a vintage baseball card that I acquired recently for under $25 or around that price point that I think is sneaky good, and can't wait to explain why. But before we get to that, we're going to start with a little bit of modern shine. And this is a player who I don't think is universally well loved by any means in the hobby or in the game. Jose Altuve picked up the Stadium Club Rainbow Foil Board from 2017 in a PSA Fine 9. I don't have a big Altuve collection. I'm not his biggest fan or anything, but I do think, when the dust settles, controversy aside, statistically speaking, he'll be one of the best, second basemen of his era. And I love this parallel, which is why I went for this. I've shown a ton of these on the channel in recent months, mostly retired greats, but I do like active, stars as well if the price is right. And, $10 already graded a PSA 9 certainly counts as the price being right. So I went ahead and snatched that one up. These are always numbered to 25, and copy 7 of 25 here. I think a case where the submitter was hoping for a 10, got that dreaded 9, and just wanted to let the card go for whatever they could to recoup a little money, but they definitely lost out on that one. Next up, this is a Stadium Club card that I'm way more excited about. Hand-picked this one, couldn't find a graded copy, so I ended up buying one raw or ungraded on ComC, and then submitting it directly to PSA from my inventory on ComC. Came back a Fine 9, which is great. That's my favorite grade from 2020 Stadium Club. It's the Chrome Refractor Ricky Henderson. Look at that image. I mean, for the stolen base king, is there a more appropriate image on any Ricky Henderson card that you can think of? I'm not saying this is the most significant Ricky Henderson card in existence or anything like that, but just purely image-wise, I don't know if you could sum the man up, any better than that. And really happy to have this. I paid only a few dollars for this refractor. It's not numbered, it's not exceedingly rare or anything like that. I just really, really love the way that it looks, and wanted to submit it and get it graded. I paid much more to have it graded than I did to actually acquire the card. And some of you may find that silly, which is fine, but I just enjoy graded cards, and I want to be able to display this with my Ricky Henderson rookie and my few other, significant Henderson cards that I have in my collection, all of which happen to be graded as well. And so I like the uniformity of having that one in the slab. I didn't grade that to turn a profit or flip it online. I probably lost money grading it from a financial standpoint, but that's just for me to enjoy in my collection, and I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. And let's do the 1 hockey card here, and then we're going to go back to baseball with the final 2 cards of the video. But as far as hockey goes, you may not be the biggest hockey fan if you're watching this, but even if you're not, you certainly know this guy, the greatest of all time in my opinion, and in the opinion of many, Wayne Gretzky. I saw this one surface recently, and I was really shocked at the price. So this is a black rainbow parallel of his 2013 O-Pee-Chee card. So in the O-Pee-Chee hockey releases, Upper Deck puts these retired veterans at the towards the end of the checklist, or at least they used to, between 10 and 15 years ago. And they include them in the parallels as well. And these black rainbows are some of my favorite modern hockey parallels. They're always numbered to 100, which I love. I love that consistency, and I'm a big fan of any, parallel that is serial numbered 100 or lower. And it's not easy to acquire parallels numbered that low of Wayne Gretzky. Obviously, he is widely collected. Like I said, myself and a majority of hockey fans, I would say, consider him the best ever to lace up a pair of skates. And so he has a die-hard collector base. So this surfaced recently. It was actually for sale via 4 Sharp Corners, which is a pretty large graded card retailer on eBay, who's actually in my neck of the woods. They're located in Massachusetts, and was really surprised. It went up at $49.99. Buy it now. And there was not an option to make an offer or anything like that, but having acquired a good deal of modern post-playing era Wayne Gretzky stuff, I was able to recognize, pretty instantly that that's a deal and a card that was not going to stick around very long. I don't think I would have been able to hem and haw over that one for too long before it would have disappeared. And so ended up snatching it up for my ongoing Wayne Gretzky collection. And then from a GOAT in hockey to a GOAT in baseball, we're going to look at a player on the diamond who many say is the best ever, Babe Ruth. And this is a card that I wouldn't have pictured myself picking up years ago, but ended up grabbing quite a while back now, maybe 6 or 10 months ago, just because the price I thought was really, really good. And it's a set that I've been digging. From 2023 Panini Prism, this is the Mojo Babe Ruth. Check that out. Love the image here. I've talked about this plenty of times when I've shown these Prism cards featuring the really old-time players, but I think the lack of a logo is so much less noticeable on players that are, or photos and from 100 years old or older. It just doesn't really stick out like a sore thumb, the same way that it would if you saw, say, a Mike Trout or a Shohei Ohtani card without logos. It's a little bit more jarring. And so I think this Ruth looks fantastic. I love the image. It looks like he just swatted one, over the fence at Yankee Stadium and is springing out of the box. I say that, tongue in cheek. I don't know how much spring Babe Ruth had in his step, but just a beautiful card. I really, really enjoy the job that Panini did with 2023 Prism, which is, it sounds crazy even hearing myself say that. I've never been a fan of this set in the past, but I never say never, and I really was drawn to these cards. This card is also numbered to just 25 copies and was already graded a PSA Fine 9 when it popped up, as available for sale. It was a very, very reasonable price, I thought, for a Babe Ruth numbered to 25. And on top of that, the seller offered the ability to listen to offers. And so I made one and got it for an even better price than it was initially advertised for. So really, really happy with that. One of quite a few Panini Prism parallels now that I have from 2023, which is kind of a cool side collection. And then let's finish with the vintage card that I teased at the beginning of the episode. Now, this is from a set that came out in 1950, a beautiful set that many collectors reference, when they talk about the great sets of the golden era. And it's a player who had, you could make a case, the best season in all of baseball in 1950. And I got a gorgeous copy for, as I said, $25 or less, already graded. And check out how this card looks. So this is the 1950 Bowman Ed Stanky. Look at that card. I mean, the centering, the coloring, the corners even look nice. There's no snow, there's no pinholes, no creasing, no paper loss. I mean, just a gorgeous looking, well-centered, incredible eye appeal, 1950 Bowman baseball card. If we take a look at the back, equally nice. No paper loss, everything's intact. You can easily read it. The colors are bright and vibrant, same as the front. Just really, really cool. Now, the reason I've been covering up the grade, if you had to guess what this got for an assigned grade from SGC, just kind of form a guess in your mind, and then I'll show you what the actual grade received was, a 4.5. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's like corners, or if I took my loop out, there's something little I'm missing here or something, but man, just gorgeous. I do not need a vintage card to be in better condition than this for any player from any year. I love the image. I did not even know of the existence of this card, or I certainly couldn't have pictured it in my mind even a week or two ago. But I love the image. It looks like he's in front of some water maybe in the background. There's an American flag over his shoulder, beautiful clouds. I love the New York Giants cap. I mean, just a killer card. Now, why did I pick out a graded Ed Stanky? Well, I've started doing some research for a new collection that I'm going to try to form. And I want to try to collect one card of every player who led Major League Baseball in WAR for every season from 1950 to the present day, which is a 75-year run if I include 2024. This is a project I'm considering doing next year as sort of my main goal for the year. And as I started doing the research, I was really surprised to learn that Ed Stanky led Major League Baseball in WAR in the 1950 season. So this card became an immediate interest of mine, considering that collection. And so when I looked it up just for fun to kind of see what it went for, what it looked like, and I stumbled upon this copy for like $24 and change, I think it was. Whether or not I end up going forward with this project, which I think I will next year, it just made sense to grab this. As I said, I will not find a nicer graded copy of this card in existence, I'm pretty convinced. And for the price of, what it would cost me to drive down to Target and buy a retail blaster of 2024 Topps baseball, picked up this beautiful, beautiful 1950 Bowman Eddie Stanky, the man who led the league in WAR in that very season. So that's kind of a kickstart or an early start on a project that I'm really going to launch myself into in the future here. And a beautiful card to cap off today's episode. Certainly appreciate you stopping by. We saw quite a bit from modern shine to some old school vintage, and hopefully something interested you. I certainly appreciate your time, and as you know, I'll be back very soon with some more content. Till then, enjoy the hobby and take care.